What's up? Gotcha. You here to watch me sew? Hey Kelsey, I'm about to start this real quick. I don't know if you have one of these or what type of machine you have. Mine is all metal, but most plastics will still have a metal plate right here. It's a sewing guide. I don't know if you could see it very well. It's magnetic, pops down right here and helps you keep an even stitch. If you're starting out, it's a really good thing. It's $5. You can get it online. So I'm just making a little live video for a request to help a fellow sewist out. So this is how I always start. I always do the inside first. It's just how I do it. It's not like a rule of thumb or anything. Oh yeah, order it, girl. I think it's like a 3-pack for $5. So that's how I start it because I'm going to do the long ties off of the back end. And I don't know if you've used fold over elastic much, but you want to keep a little tension, not too much because see, it'll do that. The fabric will get stitched down and it will ripple inside just enough so it doesn't like it will take a weird form if you don't hold a little tension on it because there's elastic inside. See how it's laying flat on the back half? Can you see that? That's how you want it. I thought I would do bright colors so you have a better chance of seeing. And you could use whatever stitch you prefer or machine. It's all going to be the same. A lot of people cut it and pin it also. I don't do that. I guess it's a bad habit, but this is how I've done it right off the roll for like 20 years. So, and then immediately after I trim the inside of the V-neck, I'll go into making one of the straps. So I'm not wasting any time or cutting, stopping, and cutting a lot. I've seen a lot of people and they just waste so much thread and time because they cut after every little thing and it's really unnecessary. I then line up each side. I don't know if you could see it. Line up each side and measure it out. Make sure the tips are lining up at the waistband or, the hip. Just cut it even. So what I think your main problem is, and what tends to be, especially with the smaller elastic, is your fabric sliding out of here. Like right now is going to be the time that you say you're having the worst, like this, right? Is this the part where you have a problem? Putting this guy into here? Sorry, I'm just waiting to see. Okay. And it slides out. So you always want to go a little slower. You can adjust your stitch length, but a hack that I came up with nobody showed it to me, but I'm sure other people do it. But one day I was like, aha. So I light it on fire a little because it's polyester and elastic and stuff. It'll get a little sticky. Hold it firm. Put it inside of the channel pocket. And I'll hold it for a second, right? So it will stick to one another. See if I let go, it's still in there. But don't do that for long. Then I come in. And you can go slow. You don't have to go fast. Come in and make sure you get that stitch really nice and in there. And then back stitch. Usually you're going to use a color that matches your binding, but I didn't care right now, this little sample. And then I'll go back and forth here and on all mending corners like this several times. Because this is the part of the garment that's going to have the most stress. It's going to get pulled on. It's the tie plus the tatas, all that stuff. And then I just continue. And then can you see the black here? Sorry, I can't see what you see while I'm sewing. But if you can see this black area, that's all the stitch. And that's all the security. I'll hold it up in a second when I'm done. And then continue the same method that we did before. All the way down to the hip. Now this is when I pull the other hip over and around. Line it right up in there. And then boom, now I'm doing the very opposite side. I hope you're following along. I'm like not good at teaching. I hope that this is helping. And then we're going to go all the way back up here. This is the part that gets a little tricky. I should have done it a little sooner. Because, you know, we're going to burn this tip again. We're back at the top. But you got to be careful about your threads. So hold it out a little. You don't want to burn your threads from your machine. Once again, hold it down in there for a couple seconds. Make sure your fabric's tight. And then back stitch several times. And now this is the other tie. I'm actually going to make 2 ties right now. I'm going to continue this tie, and then once it's the length I need to match the other side, I'm continuing to do the tie for this hip. Sorry, my machine is so noisy. She's old and definitely needs to be taken in for service. But if you see right here where all the stitching is, it's so hard to see the light in here. You can see how secure that is, and it's in there good. So I just take what I've been sewing, measure it up with what I already have cut for the other side. Now I'm going to measure the whole side panel again to make sure it's all even. This is the hip, all the way up to the bust line, and then I cut it. Now we just have the bottom half to do. And all that is straight line. So right now we're just going to finish this binding, the string. I'll post the video. So now I have it the length I want it. You can burn the edge of the fold over elastic also. I tie it in the knot and burn it. It just depends on how I feel in the moment. So this is your other problem, just like the top. We're coming in. You could burn it if you want, like I showed you. It's a nice little hack until you get used to it. And then boom, we're going to tack that hip down. And the same thing, just like the top. Oh, my stitch went out. Just like the top, we just trim it off. And we're coming down to the bottom of the thong, and we just keep going. And then again, I'll just measure them equal. I made these a little long, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm glad I can help. Yeah, I'll save the video. You can save it. With a zigzag, you can, and fold over elastic, you can turn your garment the opposite way. So this is face down, this is the inside. Just so you, until you get used to using it properly, I would always go the same direction. Usually I'll flip it all the way around, but I've been doing it for a really long time. I don't want you to catch up on my bad habits and then like mess up a garment. But if you always make the same stitches in the same direction, it'll be better. This onesie is giving me Grinch all day. And we're almost done. When I come down to the bottom of the thong, I'll do the same exact thing that we do up at the top. I'll mend it in there. Give it a couple back stitches because this is going to be the other stress point. If you're done with the garment and you're not going to do another one, I measure out the final cut. And then ta-da! I'm going to put it on Coco real quick. That's my mannequin's name. And show you. Oh no! I almost dropped her. I don't want to dent a boob. Oh, I'm so happy. It's super simple too once you get it down. But it takes a lot of practice. It's fold over elastic can be temperamental. Look for, write it down if you can, Elastic by the Yard on Etsy. That's the name of the shop. She sells 1 inch by the roll, so you can buy like 100 yards for, I think it's $30, which is really good. And she has a bunch of different colors. That's my go-to fold over elastic gal. And then let me grab my phone so you can see her. And there she is. This is what we just made. Here's your hip ties. You can see that all that back stitching, perfect support, right? And then the bum bum. I don't want to get in chub. I get violated all the time. Even though this is a mannequin, she has no head or arms or legs, y'all. She lost her knees on the whore like cotton. Woo. But yay, that's it. And it, all from this guy right here. So I'm going to log off because I just came here to help a fellow sewist out, y'all. So I'm going to log off here and then you can message me and then I could just mail it to you. It's like $3 or something. It's not even a major amount of money because it's paper.